What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another rant from your boy DK. How's everybody doing, guys? Today, I'm going to talk about a very highly debated subject, or topic, rather. And I see a lot of BPers even get this wrong sometimes. And that, guys, is face versus height. I mentioned this, or I talked about this briefly in another video, but today I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Guys, let me just start this off by saying face is definitely more important than height. Now, what I say, is it a lot more important? No, but it definitely is more important. And the reason why, guys, is very simple, actually. It's simply due to the fact that a guy with a handsome face is even rarer than a guy who's tall. I know that sounds crazy, right? Just like when you first hear that, you're like, wait, what? No, 6 feet and above is only 15%. But yes, 6 feet men, 15% of men in the United States are 6 feet or taller. But what do you think the percentage of men is that have a attractive, handsome face? I'm talking 8 and above, even 7 and above. Less than 10%, guys. Like, you're talking maybe 7 and above, maybe 5%. And then when you're talking 8 and above, you're talking 1%, maybe 2%. Like, guys, having a model face as a man is extremely, extremely, extremely rare. It's even rarer than a man that's tall, okay, or 6 feet and above. It's even rarer. Like, you'll see a 6'2" guy, but is he attractive? Chances are he's not. Chances are he's either average looking, or he's, a very unattractive. Right? Like, guys, women, and I see this in another video, or I've heard this in another video, and I mean, I do agree with it to an extent. Women use height for compensation, guys, because women, since they know they can't find an extremely attractive guy physically, they're at least going to compensate by getting a guy who's extremely tall, right? Because men that are extremely handsome are very hard to come by, and that's not counting. And let's say you do find a guy that's extremely attractive, that's not counting if he has good social skills, if he has money, if he's not gay, if he's if he's competent, if he's charming, all that stuff, guys. Like, that's not counting for all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really is amazing how many men women knock off based off of like one or two of their, common standards. Like, when a woman says, guys, I want a man that's 6 feet plus, she's realistically knocking off 95+% of men by doing that. Because we already know 15% of men are 6 feet plus. So that means 85% of men right off the bat are out, right? Then you have to factor in, are these men gay? Do these men have money? Do these men have good social skills? Do they have disabilities? Are these men charming, charismatic, dominant, etc.? The personalities that these women are looking for, mainly, they're commonly looking for, right? Guys, that goes down and down and down and down and down with each of those things. And before you know it, 95+% of men are knocked out just from that standard, right? Like, women really don't understand how little of men are in the playing field based off of their standards. They really don't get it. They really don't know. Like, that's at least the thing with men. We know that we're knocking out a lot of women simply by having the standard of, not being a 304, Like, we know that's knocking out so many women. We understand that, for the most part anyway. You got some delusional men who, think that there's so many women that aren't 304s, and they aren't, posting their body online, or they aren't, they aren't wearing revealing clothing in person, and they aren't, messing around with a bunch of guys. And I'm sorry if any of those guys are listening to this. Guys, most women are doing that. Okay, most women's body counts are in the double digits. It is what it is, guys. Especially around Gen Z. Especially Gen Z generation. 18 to 25-year-olds are especially, promiscuous now. And it is what it is. We want to try and find somebody that isn't, and it's going to be tough. The same way it's going to be tough for a woman to find a guy who's 6 foot plus, attractive, has his stuff together, good social skills, etc. Okay? Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, guys, a woman will accept a guy that's under 6 foot tall, let's say 5'9", 5'10", average height, or even a little below, if their face is attractive enough. Some examples: Tom Cruise, back in the day. Tom Cruise is only 5'7", but Tom Cruise still pulled famous actresses, right? Some of which were taller than him. And I'm sure he pulled girls all the time, right? Just normal girls all the time, because he was extremely attractive. He had a really good face. Brad Pitt is, and I know Brad Pitt's not short. Brad Pitt's 5'11". He's not short, but he's below 6 foot tall, right? That's the standard now for these girls, 6 foot tall, right? Brad Pitt is 5'11", but Brad Pitt's face card is unbelievable. Zac Efron, right? Every girl loves Zac Efron as a kid, right, guys? Zac Efron comes in at 5'8", guys. But all these girls would love to date Zac Efron. And finally, the classic JB, Justin Bieber, right? Justin Bieber, I think, is 5'9", so he's average height. But, he has a good face. He has a decent face. Now, do I think he is Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise level? No. But, he does have a decent face. So that's why he got, Haley Baldwin, who I think is the same height or an inch taller than him. Hey guys, and let me be clear. Do their statuses, since these guys have status, does that elevate them as well? Yes, 100%. But they would still get girls regardless if they didn't have status. Would they get less girls? Yeah. But they would still get a lot of girls nonetheless. Okay, let me just make that clear before you guys go in the comments. Oh, these guys are all well known. These guys are famous. Yes, I know that. But they would still get girls regardless of their status. Now, let me give you an example, guys, of how height does help somebody, and status too. But height does help somebody. Jacob Elordi, the Euphoria star, the Kissing Booth star. I'm sure you guys all know who he is. Guys, Jacob Elordi has an average face, guys. His face is nothing special at all. He's a middle-of-the-road guy in terms of facial attractiveness. However, him being 6'5", and of course him being famous, but, him being 6'5", is the reason why all these girls love him, okay? It's not because of his face. His face is very average, guys. If Jacob Elordi was 5'10", he would get nowhere near as amount of hype for his looks as he does now. Okay, not at all. It's simply due to the fact that he's 6'5". Your height can elevate you to a degree if you have like a normie face. If you're really tall, like 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", that can help you out a lot. Um, of course, if you're sub 5, it's still over. But if you are normie, like 5 or even 6, slightly above average, if you happen to be, very tall, like 6'3" to 6'5", um, it will definitely help you out. Now, will a girl still pick a handsome 5'10" guy over you? Yes. But it will increase your chances. And of course, you have to work on all the other things as well. Personality, money, all that stuff, guys. I don't need to go over that. We all know that listening to this, hopefully. But yeah, guys, because I just want to make this because, like, I know I see on, you see on TikTok all the time, these girls are like, oh, you know, he's not the best looking, but he's so tall and blah blah blah. As long as you're tall, you're good. And even these guys, you see like, oh, the height pill is brutal, man. The height pill this, the height pill that. Guys, the height pill gets defeated by the looks pill. Okay, guys? The height pill is only compensation for women. Okay, guys? And for all you height pillars listening to me, guys, you're talking to a tall guy, or listening to a tall guy right now who doesn't get a lot of girls, okay? Because he's not attractive, because he doesn't have the best social skills, etc., etc., etc. Like, guys, that stuff still matters when you're tall. Like, that's the common misconception that, oh, well, if you're tall, then you don't have to work hard at all. And the only way that works is if you're also physically attractive. That's it, okay? And if you have a crazy status, that's it, which most men don't have either one of. So it really, it's not that big of an advantage, as big of an advantage as you think it is, guys. It really isn't at all, okay? Like, you talk to a lot of tall guys, tall, average-looking guys, and they'll even tell you that their shorter, more attractive friends will pull more than them, guys. Like, height really is just compensation. Now, let me say this. Height is still important, guys. It is important. I don't want to give off the impression that I'm saying, oh, height doesn't matter at all, and girls will get with guys that are 5'7". Oh, no. Okay? Like, height is still important. It's a evolutionary thing, because when a man's taller, I mean, we all probably know this, but I'll just say it anyway. When a guy's taller, there's a greater chance of protection, intimidation, stuff like that. Girls want to feel protected when they're with their man, guys. It is what it is. It's an evolutionary thing. And, I mean, I do understand it. I get it, Most women are not going to be able to defend themselves against another man. So they're going to want their boyfriend, they're going to want their guy to defend them. So I do get it. But yeah, that's the main reason. That's the reason why women want guys that are taller than them. So, guys, height is still important, okay? They're going to choose a tall normie over a short normie every day of the week, okay? Or they're going to pick the tall 6 who has maybe an average build to a buff 5'10", a normie, okay? They're going to pick the tall guy every single time. The only thing that overrides height, guys, is looks. That's it. That's it, guys. And of course, status and money. But I'm just talking about, like, stuff that's easy, that's, I don't want to say easy to obtain, but, like, things that are more common. Because, guys, let's be honest, having status and money is extremely uncommon. It's extremely hard. It takes years to achieve those things. But you don't know if you, I mean, you can argue it does for looks as well. In fact, it does. Because you have to build up your body, looks max, right, guys? You got to build up your body. You got to see what haircut works for you, facial hair, if it works for you, what style works for you, stuff like that, guys. It's hard being attractive as a guy, man. It's really hard being attractive as a man. But yeah, guys, that's where I'm going to end off this rant. I just wanted to get my feelings on this because I see this all the time. Um, I just wanted to give my perspective on it. But guys, like, comment, subscribe, talk to me, guys. Let me know what you want to see me discuss. And as always, let me know how you guys are doing because I'm here for y'all always. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.